Namaskar.
So, welcome Rohit to the WaveMaker podcast, sponsored by Experience Wave. Uh, he is joining us on the day we just finished our Wave Connect.
WaveMakers Connect.
Which edition was this?
Third.
Third. We will give a small intro for Rohit. Rohit started his journey from Noida. He became he came into design very early while he was still in college, correct?
Yep.
And from there he took very small steps. He joined as a graphic designer first, correct?
Yeah, I was like a graphic designer by myself, and then I joined a startup as a UXer.
UXer. And if you look at his LinkedIn, आप पूछोगे आज तक प्रमोशन क्यों नहीं मिला भाई को? भाई शुरू से यूएक्स डिजाइनर ही है. एक was senior, nothing. He has been a UX designer since, and I think that's the right thing. In fact, next time we should remove the UX also. Call yourself just a designer.
Designer, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's a trend. अभी तो बहुत सारे companies में that's been happening.
Just designers, is it?
Just designers, because with AI,
Because you're becoming deep generalists?
deep generalists. Yes, that's a new term I've heard.
Deep generalist. It's like, why deep?
Because AI has come in as a picture and it's kind of wearing multiple hats, and you as a designer are expected to be a unicorn designer.
मतलब जब भी आपको whenever you need to get deep into something, AI enables you to get deeper into whatever you want.
I see that way.
Yeah, so
Makes sense.
that's the thing I got from what our host was telling in the WaveMakers Connect. So, even I'm new to this term actually.
You should talk to Murad more about it. You'll
Yeah.
understand Jeep
Yeah.
in a much deeper sense.
In the part 2 of this podcast, we'll have Murad here when
yeah.
when our lovely Ibrahim lets us. Ibrahim is a beautiful kid, but yeah. All right. So I gave a small intro to Rohit, but we would love to hear it from you, Rohit. What do you think has been your journey?
Sure. Hi, I'm Rohit. I'm a designer. I'm a UX designer. I've been like just that for past 6-7 years now, and I think like growing up, I was just very much into collecting things, organizing them, doing one thing or the other, and a big part of my childhood was just spent on PowerPoint as soon as I got my first PC.
PowerPoint.
Yeah, this is because like word art, right? I was making like posters that wouldn't go anywhere, but just for my own fun.
First iterations.
Yeah, just playing around with things, figuring out templates work, just all of that. So yeah, like I think that was my first digital playground, you might say so, and I still feel that way. I just recently tweeted that I don't like I have a PS5 at house. I don't play that as much because I feel like just moving things around and organizing on Figma is enough of a play for me sometimes. Like
Yeah.
that does a lot for me. So yeah, like all that play in my childhood, like I think this came around back in college when I started pursuing a bit of coding development here and there, and I realized I'm not as good as like some of the other kids. Uh, but design, I like came across like a Photoshop workshop. I attended that. That just blew my mind. Sparks all of a sudden, and you have an idea. You try to figure out how to make it on that tool, because I think Photoshop as a tool just offered so much friction as well, right? So that friction made me sweat it out a lot. PowerPoint was way easier.
Of course.
For sure.
There are two types of people who see a challenge and say, yeah, this is not for me. I'll
Yeah.
just head out. And there are others who कैसे नहीं होगा.
Yeah.
At least say hi. Come say hi.
This is
मैं काटूंगा वैसे भी तो बोल ही लो.
Where am I supposed to look at? Hi, we are all wearing the green t-shirt.
Green gang.
It's
Yeah, about play. Photoshop offered so much friction, and I feel like yeah, I took that challenge. I really liked it. Just I was hella stressed using it, trying to do something. But then like I would yeah, this was back in college, like first year of college. I just like came across a Photoshop workshop, and now I want to like use it for my own stuff. Like just again like just creating posters that won't go anywhere, but just for my own eyes.
so what did you do? What did you graduate as?
I pursued electrical engineering, but yeah, but yeah, you can say I didn't pursue that at all. Uh, I was like, since it's first year of college, I realized that this very technical path of like circuits and systems isn't gonna work for me. So I kind of gave up on that and did my bare minimum through college. Like even my attendance was on a down low, but like all of that aside, I just like for me design became this like as I started learning more and more of it, it just became a sense of purpose because I have been very much into computers. I couldn't get CS like at college, CSIT or anything. So I had some, like I felt like I'm missing out on that big part of my identity in a way, right? So just designing and being part of this club that I was, there was like a college society, Nibble Computer Society, which I joined, um, and this became a personal revolution in a way of like every day after class I'll find my time and I'll go to this club and I'll like contribute, do something about it. Almost like a job, if you think about it. Like uh, we had like 1-2 hours of like session in lab, which was a great ecosystem. I felt like I learned a lot, and this was a group of not just designers but like developers, like back end, front end, and like just competitive coders as well. Yeah. That's how college life went for me, and like just being part of that society, and because this is a personal mission in a way, I'm like dedicating myself to it just very organically, you know, because again, like however difficult this feels, this is still play.
Yeah, this is why it doesn't feel like work, isn't it? Matlab,
Yeah.
even I have felt this when I am working and I'm doing something on, let's say, Figma, or even if it is on Excel sheets for that matter, but if it is related to design, no, it doesn't feel like work.
This doesn't. It's like problem solving. All those years that I spent on like Photoshop, like on PowerPoint, doing moving things around, and even before that, when I was like just playing puzzles with my brother, you know, all play, all my life.
Play is a very important thing. In the last podcast, we talked about gamification, and we didn't talk much about gamification. We got into that conversation, but
Of leaderboard.
of
When you say
leaderboards.
gamification, it's
Yeah,
of leaderboard.
but gamification is so much about actually creating that effort and reward cycle,
Cycle.
which is called play, and then keep you coming back. So that play actually is very important.
Duolingo does very good at
True. I was just thinking of that this time. Like Duolingo is the best example of like gamification out there. They do everything right. They get you hooked. Looks beautiful throughout. Like that's part of the experience. My only issue is that you don't end up learning the language as much because you kind of
He's just so caught up with the good looks of it, is it?
yeah, not just looks but the score. Then like the play becomes a bit competitive, or like that idea of streaks. I feel like like even when I'm designing, sometimes I want to take my break from it. Some days I would like to stay, right? So I feel like those incentives of returning again and again on a regular just take some part of it like from the play, but otherwise the app is like really well done.
Think for learn, I mean, we are moving into the language part, but I think ChatGPT or any conversational audio format wala is better for practicing the language. क्योंकि you are learning better when you are conversing and not solving puzzles. Okay.
So you mean ChatGPT helps you in that
You,
direction?
you can talk to any GPT. So
Yeah.
you can say, I want to practice this language.
Claude does not let you do that
I
in
don't
the
know.
basic version.
I don't
Yes.
go to Claude for that purpose. So
Claude is really good for marketing content.
it is good for coding as well, but I've never used it for the purpose of talking, practicing. Yeah. But ChatGPT is very good at it. In fact, there are a lot of videos on the internet, people trying to have fun. There's this language guy, jo, matlab, he learns new languages, he talks to dolphins bloody, he doesn't give a hell, dude. And he was trying to talk to ChatGPT in machine language, 1000011,
Oh.
and yeah, crazy stuff. Yeah. And he was like, when are you going to attack humanity and stuff like that? He was saying that in machine language, and ChatGPT was like, stop being creepy, bro. अच्छा तो मतलब while still in college, believe doesn't matter college or not, but what do you take inspiration from? मतलब what inspires you in as a designer in general?
I can talk about like the direct inspirations first
Okay.
of like just learning from other designers, other values, other design philosophies. Like I feel like my first instance of it was from a college senior, just looking at his work, that he's created. He was like part of the same society, just 3 years older than me. So yeah, he was doing pretty good stuff that I felt like, this is looking visually appealing. This has some language. Um, like I can say those terms now. Back then it was just like, I'm just getting the concepts like in a very abstract way. Uh, and then I yeah, so constraints are very fun.
Yeah.
I had the constraint of not having a laptop for the first year.
Oh my god.
So this is me doing it all on my roommate's laptop. Right. And then like there's summer break and I don't have any laptop. So yeah, I would just read about design, study about design, and not be able to do much. I would do something when my father came back from the office. I had the night with the laptop. That's when I did my stuff. But mostly throughout the day, I was just on my phone and I was reading through all of material guidelines back in 2016, 17. So that was my first understanding interaction with UX design in general.
How, and I don't know if I've already said this, but while I was, and I didn't even know design back then, okay? I had no idea interaction design, nothing. But this, by instinct, I would install random apps on my phone and go through them and see the interaction and if they are making sense or not.
Yeah.
Just reviewing an app for the fun of it and not do anything out of it, which helped me a lot later on. Acha, during your this phase, can you connect the dot backs to your let's say your projects in Google TV?
Okay.
Okay, this is something I did in Google TV, which actually comes back from my college reading the books.
Material design directly like influenced a lot of it. So it's very crazy. Like this was a bucket list item of mine to actually contribute to material design. And then I got this gig at Google TV to design an external design system, which is like a material design system for TV. So that was when that like just that parallel of like what I've learned all this while and what I want to contribute to like comes together and like so
Such a poetic thing, right?
it's crazy. Honestly, yeah. Still,
So you did the Google TV designing from scratch?
no. So all the apps that go on Google TV, I designed the system for that. So any developer who wants to build like Hotstar, Z5, uh, ESPN, Netflix, and all, they already have an ecosystem going, and they look pretty good. So those weren't even the targets, but like just new apps. How Material supports like basic Android apps. I just did that for TV, and it's a complete design system with all the components which are very specific to TV, how they work, how the interaction is. uh, of course backed by research and a lot of work with these partners. And there's a documentation as well which I put together.
Could you talk to me a little more on what was your research like? Because the audience which we deal with connect a lot when it comes.
So I can talk about it, but I can't tell you the entire story because like we had a UX researcher to help us with all of help this with this all of this. So um, the research goes that you first of all, because we're building for the TV interaction system, we talk to the users, and much of this research was already covered by some of the things that we've like already uh, like interaction design on Google TV operating system. We had already tested out and like how people feel comfortable with these interactions and what do they expect when so just to like lay out the basics, TV has this very different problem of being a really large digital space, like and you just have a D-pad to work with.
Yeah.
So that constraint immediately like brings in so much complexity that you have to solve there or make it like very simple for the user. Uh, right. So uh, we had already covered a lot of research on that with Google TV operating system and Android TV operating system. Right. So some of that came into this. And then we also did a lot of research with our developers. What are their pain points when they're developing? How do they develop? What's their pathway like? And
Why is that important? That research.
because those are our users for design system, right?
The developers?
Components.
Oh,
Right. Because this is a very specific thing. Like, I suppose you wouldn't have to do that a lot today for mobile because some of the patterns are already defined. Like you have some frameworks to work on top of. With TV, it's like an entirely new space. Like people are still figuring out. Even if you go to like a very polished app like Sony Live, which I would say it's not as polished, but like still it's like one of the top apps. Right. Entertainment apps in general are the best for TV. Right. So even then you'll see like some interactions that just don't work. Like some button that just looks way too small. Right. So we need to work with them to understand if they're thinking about those things. How can we help? Like what are some ways that we can make it easier for them to like bring this in?
How it's done, actually, we don't talk about this a lot, but this is a thing in the industry, and wherever it is not, it should be a thing. A design systems designer should consider a UX designer or a UI designer as its user, because we use those components to design, and then the developer can be a user for the components whatever we create similarly. To the point, the end user is not the only user for any project. He is the end user,
Right.
but there could be intermediate users. For example, the testers are also kind of users. So this is something even I used to struggle with. Even sometimes even I struggle with it currently, because the testers in our company are one of the users, but there are other kinds of testers, for example, who actually fly the drone for hardware testing, and they also use the software. So there are so many kinds of user you have to deal with when you're working as a designer. So yeah, that is one
You
thing.
have to tend to their experience. So for myself, because I'm more of a design system designer through my experience, I always have this like tenet of like building for the user in at heart and the developer in mind.
So you said you're crazy about organizing stuff, and I have seen it with my own eyes. I went to his house once to have like a small get together, and I mean he should talk about this, but he has puzzle pieces and parts of tabletop games which are organized very cleanly, beautifully in his drawers and inside organizers. Those organizers also have a layout very cleanly organized. So you talk about how you design your environment.
I think that's very important to me. Like, if I don't have my environment set in a certain way, I feel like that takes away my attention, sort of caves in at me. Um, so I tend to like attend to them. Like that's just me taking care of myself in a way, you know. So uh, yeah, everything I feel for me has to like have a designated spot. Um, if it can be like in a good settled box, like if it's a box that can contain similar items, even better. So yeah, just like I think like you came sometime last year.
Yeah.
And yeah, just a bit before that, we got those things, and those were like organizer boxes from Amazon. And I love them so much. Like they come in like these different sizes, like
Yeah.
2x1, 1x1, 2x2. So you can do like so much with it. Yes, yes, yes. Like exactly what you can do with Figma Grid now.
Yeah.
I have it all there. So, yeah, that I feel like that's what does it stem from? It's I think like it's just this childhood obsession again. Like me and my brother, we used to like have a different game every other week.
Okay.
Okay, and that would be like sometime we're like learning Dungeons and Dragons. Sometimes we're learning like something like Warhammer, like what you had.
Yeah.
You know, we used to have like a Civil War setup, and we used to like play those games, like just draw it on paper, do things around it. This one time I got a father to print few things like and then folded and created a yeah. So I've been doing those, and then like when me and my brother got into books, we got a lot of them. We have like 500, 600 at home.
Yeah.
It's like
It's
a
called a
huge.
library.
It's yeah. We went to book fairs every year, and we like just get everything because everything's looking fun, you know. Yeah, no, like, like,
Your father
yeah,
mad
yeah.
kid.
Jack of all works, like reader of only like 11, 12.
So this is like a
Is that
It's-
PVR?
It's like a collector's mindset, you know, like you just want to do that. And you know what we did? So we got all those books, and at some point we realized like this is a lot. We need to like organize this. Right? So what my brother started doing is started making a catalog. Earlier it was just an Excel sheet, and then he felt like there should be like an easier way to do this manually. So he got a good diary, and now that diary has like 3 books a page, and on the left side there's a thumbnail section. And what I'm doing every day is I'm like taking 20, 25 books, I'm clicking pictures of that with our DSLR, right? And give it to our like give put it in doc or something, format them in a way that they're like equally sized, and give it to our father to get it printed, and then cut them out, paste them.
Do you
Oh
mind?
my god, that's like a lot of work.
Yes.
I thought that diary was digital diary, so you
No.
could like click it and you know.
No,
No,
got it
okay.
printed, and then like
Can you send us a picture of this? I'll put it on.
oh sure, yeah.
The thing,
Recently
yeah.
got my parents to send it to me. It's like a lovely little catalog book that we have now.
How do your parents react to that?
They were just as amused. You know what are we like even doing? But yeah, they were like just amused by it.
This is very
Very fun.
important. How people around you
Yeah,
react
perceive
to
it.
what you trying to do, right? If they kind of insult it,
Hmm.
they're killing your creativity.
Sure, yeah. I would say like they kind of liked it, and yeah, they weren't very vocal about it. That you know, like this is great, appreciate you for this. Like
हाँ, नहीं, वो ऐसा तो नहीं।
जो
but
कर रहा है,
like,
करो।
हाँ, this is good enough. This is looking good.
Ah,
Like you know,
okay.
just one time. So great validation. So we did that, and then like when we got to the digital playground, like um, we found a software. What that does is it's gonna like so we downloaded a lot of like music, like a lot of songs, a lot of radio, even like old time radio used to be a thing which used to be like episodic, right? Before everything, before TV and all. So we got all of that, and found the right software to format it. Format it how? Like take all of its properties and fill in by itself. Yeah. Earlier we used to do that manually.
Lot
by
of work,
itself.
dude.
हाँ, but the software like
तो
helped us a lot.
Goodreads कब मिला फिर?
Goodreads wasn't a huge part of all of this.
Okay.
It's like like we're not collecting what we are doing, but what we have.
Okay.
Right? It's
Yeah.
not like a journaling documentation of things. It's like a cataloging.
Okay. Because I saw your Goodreads also. I went through your Goodreads. There's some 300 books there.
Yeah.
Is it all under
Is,
TPR?
is it like to read or I've read them?
No, your read is I think 50.
Hmm.
Am I right?
Yeah, that could be right.
Yeah, and mostly he's reading comic books, guys.
Yes.
Yeah, he's reading all
Tintin.
kinds of comics. Huh?
10.
Tintin, Star Wars, stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I read a lot of Star Wars as well.
Yeah, a lot of sci-fi. I observed that. Yeah. So now, like, now that you're in Bangalore,
Hmm.
does it bother you sometimes what you see? Not just Bangalore, let's say. Noida में भी तो कुछ खास नहीं होगा.
Huh?
So how
Yes, Varun.
the city?
City.
City.
The city, how do you see that as a problem? Is that a problem that you see and try to solve sometimes in your mind?
Tell you this. I'm not very social right now.
Uh-huh.
I don't post on Instagram much, on like Twitter or anything. I've been posting the most on Strava.
Mhm.
Okay, and I go for runs. I do my yoga sessions and everything. And basically every other Strava activity has like I also write like captions. I put images in there.
Mhm.
So every other Strava activity is gonna mention "fuck you, BBMP." Like, yeah, this is a very this is a very personal topic for me because
Okay.
I'm before I got into like college, I was actually almost headed towards architecture.
Uh,
Right, I was pursuing architecture and I got a pretty good score too. I would have been able to make it to yeah, like one of the top 20 colleges for sure. But somehow that didn't work out and everything. But that gave me an insight of architecture for sure, but also just urban planning. That opened my mind to it because I was like reading a lot about um, so first about the pillars, right, and then about the buildings, Pantheon, and then like how the city around Pantheon was designed, like very well done, right from the scratch.
Pantheon in Greece.
Yes, and there's one in Paris as well. So, uh, yeah, like this is a deep subject for me, and like I feel like Delhi has like India's one of the best like city planning, urban planning in a
Is
lot
it?
of places. Yeah, yeah, especially like um, from the parliament, like to the what do you call it, CP and all. Like you have a great space design. You should look it up. Like if you just look at the map, you'll see a very clear triangle. See like just lines going like in grids. There's circles to mark those triangles.
Who done
It's
that?
pretty good. It's very well designed. It was done by Latian, who was like a
Latian's Delhi is
yes, exactly. He was an architect that Nehru brought in to help with some of this.
Yalanka is kind of like that when you look at the map. If you look at the map of Bangalore and you see the Yalanka part,
The
It's
old Bangalore is good. Like there's Malleshwaram, the old Bangalore, Jayanagar,
but the way
Lal Bagh.
but the way he's talking about when you see it from the top view, it looks much more organized. The Yalanka New Town, it kind of looks like a theater. It's circles as if it's seats and at the center there is a stage. It looks like that from the map.
So, whatever you're talking about BBMP, I think you would have issues with New Bangalore, all the new places that are coming up.
The GBA?
Huh.
Developer Authority? Yeah. I've been following, I've been like reading up on this. This is a very pet project for me. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out and like I want to contribute to it at some point. I really like what Banga Walk is doing. Like he has a YouTube channel. He has like a lot of other endeavors. He like recently designed a map for BMTC at the Majestic bus station, which is like cluster. Like so like I think he's solving a lot there. Not just him. It's like this guy Pravar who's doing it, and like he has a team now. So I feel like they're doing a great job. If you just follow them, you're like just enough in touch with what's happening. But yeah, like I've been also reading the papers and everything to see what's been up, and it's just very sad what's happening to this city and like what its uh, municipality and authorities are doing to it.
About, I think it was a reel that I came across about a place in Pune. That was, the roads that were put out. They were commissioned out to some Parsi brothers. I don't
Jain
exactly
brothers,
remember the place.
Okay.
So these guys took up the project, and the roads till date don't have a dent on it. But then they were never commissioned again.
Yeah.
Like,
That's fair.
Yeah.
why would that happen? Why would they not
And,
get a commission if they've done such a great?
And that's how like all our structure is established.
Why I brought this up is people always say we have so bright minds working on tech, and tech is getting saturated. Uh, people say there are too many designers, too many UX designers. Market में jobs नहीं है इतने designers को support करने के लिए. So I think designers should think about branching out to problem solving in general.
Hmm. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted your opinion on it, because a person who is so good at thinking about organizing stuff, let's say Google TV for example, it's not a small feat to design something of that, because it's not going to be used by the company, it's not going to be used by, let's say, internally or some other client. It's bloody the whole world who's
Yeah.
going to use your product.
Yeah.
And someone with your kinds of brains could be consulted for designing a city, for example. I
Hmm.
mean, if you ever get a chance, what would be the first step you would take?
I would like to improve the metro signages first. That's where I'll begin, because that's like a direct contribution that I can just design and do.
Yeah.
Right now, it's not.
What do you think is the current problem?
The current problem, the guidance is awful. Even like this BJP MP Surya, he's been really involved like on some ground level. I don't think he's gonna solve the problem when he's elected himself, but he's been talking about some real problems. So he went to the Majestic metro station and he talked about all of this. That like this signboard is telling me to go here and here, but where am I supposed to
Yeah,
go?
it's just arrows to
Yeah,
dimensional.
and like
Yeah.
they're very confusing. All of it is very confusing. I've been like every time I've been to Majestic, I kind of know where I'm meant to go,
Yeah.
but those arrows confuse me.
I know people who are scared to change a train in
Anyway,
India anywhere
Okay.
because of this reason.
yeah.
कि भाई मेरे को पता ही नहीं है मेरे को कहाँ जाना है, and I don't want to risk it.
Well, Delhi Metro has it so good. I used to like I had like an internship in Gurgaon, and I used to travel every weekend, like commute every weekend from like the far end of Gurgaon to the far end of Noida,
Okay.
and I had to change metro at like from blue line to yellow line, and like yellow line to magenta line, and it's all very well done. Like it's like at some point while I was walking there, I felt like all of this to me is looking like chaos. But if someone puts a camera up there above all of us and does a like whole day recording, it's gonna look like an order. It's so well done. Like on a personal level, it could seem like I have to walk so much, I have to go this path and that path and everything. But it's so organized that everyone kind of flows in that motion. It's like one of those things when you see migratory birds forming patterns. It's literally going to look like that because it's so well designed.
Someone should do that, and someone should make a case study out of these things.
Hmm.
Yesterday I read the actual definition of a case study, and I was like, what the hell are we even? Because actual definition of case study is very different from what we think,
Yeah.
right? The actual definition of case study is you take one small thing and you go deep about that. But in the industry, the current definition of a case study is a project.
Yeah.
Project.
Yeah. Very difficult. And coming back to case study makes me think of the case of Ajipura flyover, which is like
which is still under construction.
yeah, which is still in the construction. And like Bangkok did a projection of how much it's gonna take. I think like the projection was somewhere like 800 years it's gonna take to actually build that with the speed that it's going.
How much
Oh my
money?
god, 800 years.
800
Yes.
years. I saw this and I was like, these numbers don't even make sense. Yeah. Oh, and how
Very
much?
true.
Yeah. how much money? Some people say, oh, $2 million and something. I'm like, my mind doesn't even process that.
Yeah. Recently, just a couple months ago, we borrowed 1600 crore from the World Bank. Bangalore did.
Oh,
Just Bangalore did 1600 or maybe 16,000 crore, I might be. But they borrowed all that much to build storm drains in all of Bangalore.
what
And that's
else?
storm drains. There's no like the drainage system in Bangalore is bust. There's nothing. They didn't plan for it early on. Mostly like the lakes and the bylines that are serving it, like some
That's why
drains here and
even
there.
if it rains like a scanty rain,
Yeah, there's
you have
nothing to take
your
it away.
drain.
There's nothing to take it. There's nothing to guide it.
Okay.
Even the drains that we have somewhere, it's just like a side, like a
The stagnant
tunnel,
ones,
like
yeah,
like
the
just a
tunnel,
side
yeah.
thing. It's not gonna go anywhere.
Right.
So every time they have to empty it and everything, which is a awful process. Which is very sad that this city has come so far and we still have that, which can be said for a lot of things in this city.
Yeah.
But then they're finally building it, and I'm not happy with how they are building it. Like they've just dug up the roads and they leave it because all of these departments are different. So the pipeline department is going to be different.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
roadways is different.
So this kind of reminds me of when I am designing my thing, I come up with edge cases. And mostly developers are the one who come up with
Oh,
these
yeah.
edge cases.
I love
Yeah,
that.
no.
And
No,
because
as designers, you also should.
no, but
They definitely do it.
yeah, because when they are making it, and especially in the space I am,
Mm.
you cannot even come up with edge cases as a designer.
Mhm.
So ideally the designers should come up with edge cases, but your user, as we were discussing previously, that the developers are also the users of what you're making
Right.
while they're developing. So does this impact, like whatever you just said, the are technically edge cases? So when you're working on your stuff, you kind of go this deep into your process or finding edge cases and problems.
For sure, but I've realized as I've like progressed in my career, you don't have to do it alone, right? As you said, like developers are a great like stakeholders to go to in these conversations. I've formed like relationships with even my product manager, my project manager. Like we call like in Google we call them technical program managers. Yeah, they also help us like sort of run the project and make sure that everyone's aligned and everything. So I formed like relationship with them. I formed relationship with legal because some of these things I'm not gonna do. Like the scale of this is so intense, like so big, right? You do not have to do it alone, right? And yeah, that's why like big companies are big, right?
Yeah.
It's not just about bureaucracy. It's literally that one problem is just like it's so huge. There's so many ramifications of everything you do
Yeah.
that you have to involve everyone in the conversation. So every project I do, I can like easily just point to like 10, 12 different stakeholders who's gonna like
You say the amount of confusion when you have people, let's say you're starting a project and you're doing a demo.
yeah.
The amount of what is the amount of confusion in the room and people having questions per second and people think that you have no.
Sure. I think like this has also been a recent lesson. I think that those questions per minute increase when you don't set the context right. As designers, I think a big part of our job is to be also presenters of our ideas. Yes, very important to all of it. Like just so, if I don't set the context of that story right, like I don't tell them the premise where our characters are, how they're stuck in a jungle, right? Yeah. Yeah, like if you don't tell them that they're stuck in the jungle, people would ask like, why don't they just get a car, right? And which is like fair on their part to do, right? So I kind of faced that problem recently when I didn't set up the context that we're only focusing on this bit of the design. This is the scope that we discussed earlier. So now we get to this. And there were questions back and forth about everything. Why aren't we doing this? Why aren't we like doing this for every particular column, right? If we are doing it here, we should do it there as well. But all of those, like, I feel like the next time when I got to that meeting, I did a very refined context setting, and that just made my story very much stronger. And the questions that came up then are just so helpful. They're not like hurdles to clear, they're like objectives that you're tackling together.
So in your career, did you ever face a point where you felt like, oh, I'm stuck right now? I'm stuck as in, I'm stuck wherever I am. I want to grow, but something is missing. Have you felt that ever?
You're talking specifically about career growth?
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes yes, I have. So a bit context setting there.
Yeah.
Just to like tie it all together. I started at Google as a contract, right? So and the conversation that I had with the like my manager was that if I do it well, I'll get to a full-time role, right? And that path it's very unconventional, right? There's nothing like a proper ladder to it.
Not anymore, I guess, because that's one thing we talked about with our last guest. This could be one of the innovative ways of hiring, because you get to know, like, you're speed dating in a way.
Sure, but
Yeah.
I also feel like it was with Google, it was like fairly good, I would say. Like they strike the right balance.
Yeah.
But what I've heard in a lot of other cases, it's like skewed towards the company.
Yeah.
Like the contractor doesn't have enough say, doesn't have enough like pay either.
Control, yeah. I remember thinking about the same thing, because someone who doesn't have job, like, if I had a lot of money, I would risk my thing to, okay, 3 महीने will work for them in contract or freelancer. उसके बाद if they hire me, nice, but I can only do that if I have enough money to sustain after those 3 months.
Yeah.
Right? So it's good for the company, but not good for the
The
guys.
candidate, because
Yeah.
like at some point, like I did it for 2 years. That felt very nice. Like I'm getting
It's
to
a
contribute.
contract.
Yeah,
It's a
that's when I
contract
built the
basis.
design system as well as a contractor. So that was a temp. They have like something called temporary vendor contractor (TVC). So I was good with that. But then the third year came up as well, and I was kind of expecting that those 2 years will ramp me up to that like full time opening and everything. But that didn't happen. So sure, I'm like fine with it. Like I'll make it work. And then that's sort of like that pain became a growing pain, that when do I progress. But I feel like how that can be mitigated or just like done better is how my manager did it. Just like involved me in the conversation, kept me in the loop of how it's going, when the full-time opening could come up.
Then 2 years, pretty long for a contract.
Yeah, that's the general understanding, that if it's like even after 1 year you need that person, maybe it's like you need that headcount, so you should hire them full time. But is the case usually. I've like heard a lot of times like 2 years is how it goes. I mean, you can talk about it being unfair or anything, but I would say for me it worked out pretty well. There could be like other cases where people might feel that they're not getting enough out of this like work relationship.
How much of a decision power did you
As a designer.
as a contract designer?
I would say pretty solid. My manager like just like he was a designer, okay, but he's this 10x designer person who also does coding, like codes really well. Like he knows his stuff. Like he started the design system code by himself. So he thought of this project. This was his project. So, like he wanted to hire someone to do it, because like he felt like the design work is going to be a lot, and he didn't have enough bandwidth. So very fair. He looked for the right person. found me on Figma community, by the way.
Oh.
That's another story. So I had complete UX ownership of that. He was the PM.
You know what? We have time for that story. Can you tell that story?
Sure, like this one day I just received a mail. but like how this came about was I participated in a Designathon. Right. This was just me still in college, maybe like fourth year or just fresh out of it, and I was just like working here and there on like, stuff. But there was this Designathon which was like gonna be 36 hours long. It was organized by VIT, a club in VIT. Um, and yeah, I participated in that, and the problem statement was design a TVOS app for like to buy cars for criminals on the run.
Buy cars for criminals, or who the
Oh.
hell came up with this idea?
So this was like they created a tool which had a randomizer,
Oh my god!
and it did its thing, and I got this, and I was like, what do I do with it? But somehow I just used my design thinking method and everything, and I have like all of this documented, by the way.
How do you research for that? You talk to a thief?
You look at movie characters, right? Like you look at Paul
Crime Master
Walker.
Gogo.
Yeah, yeah. You look at like characters like Paul Walker.
Okay.
What would they want? Like you have a persona, right?
Yeah.
So you can work off of that. In 36 hours, what are you going to do? You're not going to talk to a friend. You're not going to find a criminal.
Noida you will find it easy, no?
Noida you will, but like you got to have source. So yeah, I did this whole project. Like I was damn sure that nothing's gonna come out of it, right?
But something did.
But I tried anyway,
Yeah.
and I like did it with like complete, like in a good format. Like I'm usually not that organized with work, which is very crazy to think about. But like I'm with my Figma, but like in terms of documentation and all that, not always. So this time around I did it on Notion because I had to share. Like that was
Yeah.
part of the presentation. So I did that. I created a deck. Yeah, quite a lot. Fun,
Yeah.
right? And then like somehow I got the second prize in
Oh,
that.
lovely.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, which like surprising. I like the problem statement. As soon as I read it, I was like, not gonna win this, but sure, let's try. So I got that. Then next year, this happened again. This competition, and my like this my project that I've built was just with me for all this while. I hadn't been doing anything with it. This is when I found a purpose that the people who are gonna participate in this iteration of this edition of the Designathon,
Well,
they're gonna find value in how any problem can be solved. So that's when I like put together that Notion, that Figma, and I think the main thing that I put out was the Figma community file, right? And worked in my favor. You know?
It came from a very good place, and you wanted to help someone.
Yeah, that's why I never created a portfolio. I don't have a portfolio.
You do have a portfolio.
I have a deck which I
Okay.
created for an interview,
Right.
for this interview actually for Google, but like I don't have a portfolio because I like I would do it if it actually helps someone.
Yeah.
That's how I wanna do it. I don't
I
wanna.
know a person, I mean, not directly, but like an acquaintance, who's got a job at ServiceNow and 1.5 CR,
Oh.
and he doesn't have a portfolio, he just has a deck. And I have seen the deck.
Dude, I have seen a lot of people with decks and very powerful people with decks.
Hmm.
And there's a guy who has just one Figma file, and he's confident, bro, if I share this Figma file with anyone, he'll hire me.
Hmm.
He's that confident with that. So, yeah.
Yeah, whatever works, I
Yeah.
feel. And like I would do it like as soon as I feel like I have enough value to deliver, with my portfolio. Yeah.
This is going to be a very weird question, and a lot of people might find it very out of place. But do you consider yourself a material?
Where is this coming from? But yeah, I do. I think over time that it's a cycle. It's like the hedonistic cycle. There's a materialistic cycle, which for me, I come from uh, what's the opposite of abundance? Scarcity.
Scarcity.
Yeah. So I like my family was economically very scarce. Like we always had this saying in the family that every note comes with something written on it where it has to go.
Yeah.
It's not for you, right? So I grew up in that very like tight finances and everything. So growing up, I had like a lot of wants and desires and uh, wanted to have so much, but yeah, like just couldn't. My family couldn't. So I think a lot of those wishes came true later in my life. Like even the book collection that we had, like had to really like set money apart for it, like from different things, you know, uh, and yeah, I think just through that very lack of all of those things, I feel like when I started earning money, then came the time to really start serving myself. You know, like I've wanted this all my life. Where do I get it? How do I get it? Um, so I feel like in the beginning, the balance was very cute. Like
Yeah.
like I just
Just
getting
hoard.
getting random things and shit. But like I would say even then I was very economical with it because like I just come from that background.
Yeah, it
And
just
even,
doesn't leak.
yeah,
It's in your
even then
subconscious.
like I have that constraint.
बिल्ट इन रहता है.
Yeah.
शर्म आती है थोड़ी सी.
हाँ, समझ ही नहीं आता कि वो कर सकते हो.
हाँ. मेरे जो अमीर दोस्त हैं वो ऐसा बोलते हैं कि भाई तेरा दिमाग वहाँ जा नहीं रहा है जहाँ हमारा जा रहा है. My brain, for example, is constrained to a point when it comes to business, for example.
How much you can spend.
Yeah, like how am I even supposed to raise this much money for this particular thing?
Yeah.
And it becomes difficult after a point to gauge how much money you have. This is very disconnected to like what we are trying to come to. But when you have a lot of money, you have to make a decision as to are you going to be I want to buy everything which I could not when I was a child. I'm going to eat all the chocolate I wanted as a child.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy all the cars I wanted as a child. Or do I buy all the pens I wanted as a child? That's what happened with me. I'm buying so many pens. I'm a collector for pens now without even knowing. Or should you stop and do what is the right thing to do and save some money and do what Almas has ended up doing, which is a big thing.
Yeah.
Do you think being a materialist and kind of helps you be better at design in a way?
That's interesting. I have this take in my life now. Like, I don't want to just save. I want to earn.
Yeah.
Right? Like the best way to get somewhere in life is not just to like just try to give out as much money as you can from what you're earning. It's like to just earn more money. So I have to design more. Right? Yeah. I have to just be better at my job, just like do better in terms of everything, So I think like that is a very direct motivation.
Yeah.
Money is a direct motivation in what I do. And then like it's great that I love what I do. But to answer exactly what you're saying.
Great question. Is it required for you to love what you do, or do you have to do it for the should everybody?
Not everybody should. Everybody has like a different constraint, different background. I'm fortunate enough to pursue this on my own, right? Like I'm fortunate enough to that one friend who like gave me that laptop for one whole year, right? Which is why I love what I do, because I understood that through that whole year. So yeah, a lot of things just define that decision. I don't think it has to be that you do what you love. Sometimes you just do what you're good at. It might not be the thing you love, but you just have to do it.
What people value from you rather than
What value you bring to the world.
yeah. He was going to answer the
Yeah.
first part. You wanna
Does being
continue?
materialist help me? Um, I think so. I think so. It does because the product that I'm working on is TV, the luxury item, right? Uh, Not everyone has the fortune to have it, right? So the users who are gonna have it are gonna be materialist.
Yeah. So you can empathize with them. Like,
So like for me, it's a very direct and easy
he has a
answer.
huge TV at home. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a materialist. I now have like my as soon as I got the TV, my flatmate got a PS5, and now we have like two good great speakers and a vinyl player, which is like something I wanted like all my life, just a record player, turntable, like this. So good to have that. You're there every day. You did this for yourself. There's a reward, right? There's like
Yeah.
also that value to materialism. It's not just like something that grants you a short-term love for your life. Also just like a, in a relationship, uh it's not always the big gestures that matter, like the proposal or uh the first kiss or anything. Like it what matters most is like the daily return to that love, the daily, yeah, yeah, just like making through all that traffic to be with your partner,
Right.
right? Even that is something. So it's just that like I think material serves you in like a long loving way as well if you do it right, if you figure out the right things. Like my TV, I'm a cinephile, major cinephile,
Mhm.
right? I'm a major audiophile, so
That's how we corrected, right?
yeah.
So we were in a meetup and I told him that I'm from Midlands. He said, "Oh, I watch your movies." I'm like, "I have never seen my movies." Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing some great work, Achal Mishra.
Yep. So
What's your favorite book?
book. Yeah.
My favorite book, uh Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes. Oh.
What is your favorite genre?
Mystery thriller, a Dan Brown kind thriller. uh, like Tintin has a lot of thrills and mystery going on about it. So I think that's, yeah. And like in cinema right now, thriller is my favorite, and Japanese and Korean cinema has so much of it. Love it.
I like what is very interesting about Tintin, and there's a pattern, and that is all the content which in front looks away, but from the background and the story is completely different. That is something I find it very fascinating. Like there is a game called Cupheads.
Hmm.
It's a very cutesy looking
Yes.
2D
Yes.
thing, but when you play it, your life is hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. You play Ghost of Tsushima, right?
Yes. Love it.
That's a work of art,
Hmm.
right? It looks very pleasing, but when you play the game, it's a different story.
True. True. But even then, I would say like, Tsushima strikes the right balance. It's like, yeah, to me, it's just very spiritual. I can well up talking about it. It's just very beautifully made. I don't think any game has a better UX.
I would say Elden Ring has.
Elden Ring has it. The menu and everything, like how the
The-
controls work.
The love, what I love about Elden Rings, I'm sorry, we are talking about
Yeah.
video games, but Elden Ring, the best part about Elden Ring's UX and menus, it doesn't have them.
Huh?
It has a menu, it has
Interesting.
everything.
Uh-huh.
You can see the UI,
Hmm.
but you could customize it, and once you have customized it,
You don't need to get back to it.
you don't even need to look at it.
I see.
You can do it by just closing your eyes. It's just your muscle memory adapts to it.
I see. I see what you're saying. Hmm. Yeah. Tsushima has like a lot of UI in
Yeah.
that way. Like you pause and you like look at the map, you mark a certain location, or you could just take the path and like let it lead you. You
I
can
think
always.
Murad would have been a good at this conversation because he games, not me.
We can do a separate thing about gaming probably. But
Oh,
yeah. What I love about PUBG is a very famous game. Everybody would know about this game is
Hmm.
people stopped using the map completely.
Oh yes, yes.
People just knew it as if their hometown.
Yeah, even though it's so huge. Like
Huge.
with Counter Strike, it's a smaller map.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah.
But with PUBG, they were still able to do that.
They
Which is
used
crazy.
to call out corners for the map, and exactly people would know where
Yeah,
the guy
yeah.
is, and just hear that direction, and that's it.
Yeah.
You don't need to look at the map.
That's also a crazy thing with GTA 5.
Yeah.
So GTA 5 is that
Oh my
like
God.
people are able to navigate in the real world because of GTA 5. Like
Yeah.
it's like an actual map of the city. I forget which city is it.
My wife, she would say,
You told me about this.
yeah, she would watch a video on YouTube and like, this is San Andreas. I'm like, no, this is real place in the real world.
Yeah.
But I've seen this.
Yeah. Because it's based on real neighborhoods, real map exactly.
Yeah.
So people can actually drive around there
Yeah.
because they've done so much of that in the
I
game.
actually saw a reel or something, a guy crying because he was like, oh, this is my childhood.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was in what is that place called?
Grove Street, and yes.
San Andreas, the real place is called Santa Monica,
Oh,
right? He went to Santa Monica and started crying because he was
yeah.
like, this is my
Probably
childhood.
what would happen to me too.
Yeah.
Yes, beautiful. But yeah, I feel like games in general have like just yeah, they've taught me a lot about UX because here's a complex thing which has like so much like it's a very abstract thing, but it's done like so well. You know?
I work with game developers in my company. They are Unity developers who are working on software because for some reason that software, that game engine is optimal for making that software, and they ended up in this industry. I have this lovely experience since the beginning of my career to working with Unity, and I love video games and I love talking to them about video games, so I'm blessed.
Yeah, I feel like video game developers are artists. Like, I think we in UX design industry we talk a lot about like artistry. I don't think we quite touch that.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah.
And that's why there's not a lot of breakthrough in the gaming industry. You as much as the effort they put in,
Yeah, okay.
they don't really make that much money, and that's a shame.
Yeah.
All right.
I had a thought. I had a question in my head. Kind of lost it
Oh,
while you were
I'm sorry
talking
about
about
that. Yeah.
games.
I generally write down my questions whenever I get. But okay.
Yeah, you told me you're not using your, social currently.
Are you?
Social media as well as.
Yeah.
Oh, with people, I think like, yeah, I've like kept myself like a bit more, I would say, reserved for a while, and that's on purpose. Just wanted to focus on myself, just improve my experience for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like that part of that has been yoga, running, meditation, and just improving my home. Like that's also a huge part of it because that serves me at the end. And
Diwali bhi aa rahi hai, to.
Diwali is never a chore for me because cleaning is already done. Yeah,
Right.
cleaning is a constant effort. So I've been like just paying more attention to myself for a while, seeing what who am I when I'm with myself, just answering that question in different ways. Been a great practice. Would like recommend anyone that. Yeah, on social media, I feel like it just feels like work putting something out there because I'm very sensitive of the value that I want to put out there. I don't hold myself to a standard that like I'm how to put this right. Yeah, to begin with, I don't feel I have enough value, and I really like when people live a lifetime and they then start creating work or start putting themselves out there. Like if you've seen this YouTube channel, Super Ordinary, like this guy in his 30s, 40s, maybe he has a kid, and now he's putting out his work. He's a designer, did freelance and everything all his life, and great designer. I like looked at his work and it's like fabulous, like doing a bunch of stuff. And now he's created a YouTube video where he's talking about himself, his pursuits, and everything. And what's coming out of that is just so pure and so refined, you know. So I feel like there's so much value when you've discovered your identity, when you've discovered your uh, language, and when then you talk. So I kind of want to do that. I want to
Not
take
just
these
because-
early years to, hone on my craft, really do better.
Instead
Because,
of just talking
yeah,
for the sake of
yeah,
it.
yeah. That's why I don't. I tried mentoring a few years ago with someone, and I kind of dropped it because I feel like I'm just too new to this to be able to help someone really succeed. I would
You
like,
were mentoring someone.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. I feel like I would then serve them a very tunnel vision of my own career, my own experiences. Meanwhile, if I live long enough, I get to talk to everyone, right? And then bring that value as well.
And they succeed.
Yeah. Then, like, you succeed in a more holistic manner.
Yeah, no, this is going to be a running joke, I guess, in the series. I'll send you a clip.
Succeed.
Okay.
Succeed.
Ah,
Yeah.
Suck a seed.
Suck a seed.
Suck a
It's
seed.
it's a movie reference.
From the
Love it.
We're
from,
going
what?
to talk
From Madagascar? Oh yeah.
Yeah, from Madagascar.
King
oh,
Julian.
man. I gotta rewatch those movies, man. Like, they're for fun.
Our viewers are going to be so annoyed. How
With
are-
this repeating every episode? Yes.
Yeah, every
Yes,
episode, yeah.
we'll find its
We got
way.
to trademark it. We got to do something about
Suck a
it.
seed.
Yeah, man, they'll sue us. Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel like taking all that time really brings something. So, this artist Hokusai, I really love him. I have his artwork, like 36 views of Mount Fuji, which includes the Great Wave. You might have seen that one, which is like a great example of negative balance, white space, and everything. It's this like wave, like the literal wave emoji is like defined by that artwork. So, Hokusai was 80 plus years in his life when he started drawing that series, like a series of 36 paintings of like different like spaces, different parts of like Japan, and everything has Mount Fuji in the background.
Oh,
So it's like views of Mount Fuji from different angles, different lifestyles.
different parts
different
of
spaces.
Japan or different parts of Tokyo?
Tokyo, yeah, because like
Okay.
just like
Mhm.
how far can you
Yeah.
see the Mount Fuji from? Like it's all covered, like it's pretty. And the Great Wave of Kanagawa is one of those paintings which features like Mount Fuji, like there, and it kind of looks like a wave first, but then it's just there. It's just like a very brilliant detail. I love him, and he achieved that at the years of 80 plus, like 90 plus or something. That which is when the Japanese say that you really achieve your life's best work. Like yeah, like
So, so in that case, what are your thoughts on people very early in their age are putting out content? Not just content, they have opinions.
Yeah.
They have, I mean, how much have you lived? But still, you have got so much to say. Do you think it's just a tunneled way of them looking at life, or do you think they know what they're doing?
I kind of respect that they're able to do it, and they like they start doing it and they get better with it. I look up to that. Like a lot of people I follow on Instagram, I like just creators that's just so young and they're just able to put so much out there. But they have a different opinion. They have a different worldview of life that they're able to share. I feel like just mine is gonna take a little bit
time.
more of experience to really define that.
The thought that comes to my mind is this is very old, but I think Joe Rogan said this that
Mhm.
early in the days when you were stupid in your town. Now when you're stupid, you are stupid on the internet. But I still disagree, not disagree, there's nothing to disagree about, first of all, but if someone is putting something out there and then they grow up and they changed whatever the opinions were, I think that's a good case study for people to look at in sense of evolution of human mind. Even why I observe a few people, artists very closely, even though very mainstream, someone like a Justin Bieber or
Yeah.
like they were children, they were taken up and they were superstars, and now they're something. And I think that's a very interesting thing to look at, that they put things out there when they were very young and now
Yeah.
they're a very different person. And it's fascinating to look at.
It changes you as a person, I guess.
Yeah, it tells you that, okay, you could be doing one thing right now.
Everybody has a different way at it. Like, you're young, you're put out there, you are unhappy with whatever state you are in.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's true.
you come out of it at a certain point of time, you're like, no, that wasn't right for me.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have not been in that state. Maybe I should have started now. Okay. And then there could be another person who would want to be in that place which they were in those days. And they would be like, no, I don't like my current state. I would like to be where that person was. Like you are,
I should have
the
started
grass on
early.
the other side is always greener.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, you're never happy with what you're doing as long as you know, or you're sorted in your head as to, okay, I have my own journey,
True.
I have my own way. Let's look at it in a certain direction.
How I was looking at it was, life allows you to recorrect
Mhm.
because life is long enough kind of for that you could be doing one thing right now and doing mistakes, but
Mm.
as time progresses, things will work out. What I see from observation.
Yeah.
So are you afraid of making mistakes at this point of time if you went out there?
Yeah, a lot of what I do is defined by how people would find value in it. So I don't want people to find the wrong values and stick to them,
Yeah.
because I might have it. I'm biased. Like, yeah, just information today is so wild. Everyone's playing the game of information. If you change it, uh, everyone's opinion changes, and I don't want to add to that noise just yet.
It's not about putting things out there. It's about like other people taking what you're saying to
The value
their-
that you
not
Yeah.
even value. Matlab, what he's trying to say, he could not even be putting out value. He could just putting out his thoughts, and someone would take that to heart and do something out of it and follow that and not really create something. Is that right?
Yeah, I guess I'm just confused about it too. To be honest.
Yeah,
You know?
that's what I
Yeah.
mean. You're always so unhappy, so confused that you don't know if that state is the right state.
Yeah.
You perhaps might go out, after 5 years, 6 years. Okay, I think I have enough to put out there. But then why wouldn't you at that point of time go back and said, I should have started somewhere. Maybe 5 years ago I should have started somewhere. I would have
Yeah.
figured things out along the way.
True. I could be doing that. Yeah, I just don't feel ready yet, I guess. Like, some things I just want to refine with myself before I get to the stage.
Do you have to deal with negative public feedback sometimes? Because I this question came into my mind after I saw a lot of people complaining about the Google dialer and how
Oh,
you pick up the phone, and that is coming from the same company you work at. How is there a framework that your company has put out that, okay, public will kind of hate you sometimes? Is there something at place for such case?
I don't know about the company-wide framework. There are discussions about it, uh, like the town hall sessions or like the larger discussions around such topics. Is that we are perceptive of this issue and we are thinking of like how to make it better, which is personally the approach that I take to what you're talking about. Google dialer basically got updated with material design expressive,
Correct.
right? And expressive, the design philosophy is that uh, things should be like more bold and expressive. It's an extension of the ongoing material design language, which started with like bold colors and everything. Now it transcends to like bold shapes, like just interaction patterns and focus areas, you know. So those are more expressive and like more tactile in a way. So even those buttons change a bit. Like if you tap the mic, it's gonna change to square, right?
How I understood material is uh, material wanted to replicate real material like the world.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Paper is the metaphor.
Yeah.
Material is the metaphor, and like
Yeah.
paper as the base. That was back in, yeah, that was my first understanding of UI design. Like that happened in 2015 when I saw like IO, Google I
Yeah.
2015, when like Lollipop was launched in the material for first time.
Yeah.
And there was a designer on stage talking about it, which is like crazy.
And the video that I remember distinctly is one guy taking a torchlight and just
Yes.
taking it away from the surface to show how shadows work in real world and then replicating that onto
Yeah. Yeah.
UI.
Yeah.
That
It was.
the first memory of like how design systems work actually
Yeah.
for material. Yeah. And then it has come to a point that okay, now that we have a base of material, let's do stuff with it.
Yes.
Like कपड़ा
Yes.
है तो अब काट के कपड़े उससे कपड़े बनाते हैं मतलब you're at that stage like we express with this.
Yes. So at some point, it sort of lost its like more tactile touch because the world was moving that way. Like we had skeuomorphism back then.
Yeah.
Then we like got to flat design, and flat design just is more accessible. You know, skeuomorphism might look great to all of us, and we might have a certain nostalgia for it.
Yeah.
You know, but at the end, like
Processing takes.
yeah, given that how much we are interacting with it daily, all of that information just in a small thing. I mean, I appreciate the craft, but I also feel like it's a cognitive overload sometimes.
And it is not sustainable over time.
Yeah, yeah. You just have to scale. It just has to be part of your strategy at some point because yeah, the world is growing, the interaction patterns are changing. Like now you have glasses, right? Yeah, glasses and everything, and now that skeuomorphism just doesn't translate as well, like to the changing landscape. So that's why yeah, we like I think material changed from skeuomorphism to flat a while ago with material design 2, but material design 3 they were like more changes to colors, how they work, and it's a very well done system I would say, right? It like talks about like not just like you taking like accent 100 and accent 1 and putting it on top of each other. It creates like a system of primary container, and I really love that. And then like expressive is that extension to what you said, like make it like take the same cloth, make something more fun with it.
Yeah.
You know, just something more fashionable, something more iconic, something that just imbibes beauty, right? So I really love where the direction is going, and sometimes for sure it could be a pain point. Like you know, people now feel that this is why is this too blocky,
Okay.
right? And that's fair.
I own a Pixel, so I get all the updates that you guys push
Yeah.
quite frequently. Honestly, I don't love everything, and I sometimes say, "Oh, I don't have to love everything. It's part of the process."
Yeah, yeah, that's true. You don't have to love it all. It just has to work sometimes,
Right.
right? Um,
What was your first response to liquid glass?
like I'm fascinated by it. I'm fascinated by the craftsmanship and the engineering that powers it.
Mhm.
Like it's yeah, only they can do it. That's true.
Oh my
Only-
god.
Yeah, only they can do it because they have the hardware control, right? Because yeah, because they have the whole ecosystem, right? Like they tie it all together. It's a in a way it's a monopoly, but like they have the control from like what chip can support this, the chip that we make,
Oh.
right? So that way they're gonna define the market and be the premium maker in a lot of ways, which is fine. Like they have their own positioning, right? So yeah, I think like with the powerful devices they are making, it's only possible on that you can do so much of specular highlights and just that progressive blur and everything else because that takes a lot of computing.
You
It's not
can-
very efficient when it comes to Android because Android has to serve like very cheap.
General public.
Yeah, 5,000 phones are still in market which have Android on them.
Yeah.
How do you support them with the same system?
Yeah, because you'll be dependent
Yeah.
on those systems.
Yeah, how do you make them beautiful?
Yeah. if you ever got control on the hardware, let's say at Google,
Hmm.
what would be the first thing that you would want to change?
Hmm. That's fascinating. Yeah, just bring more identity like to the pixel ecosystem. I think they're already trying to build on top of that. But I would say the concepts that I've seen, they don't always translate to the final thing, and they're on there for a reason. Like a lot of research has been done to prove that something that doesn't work. But yeah, I feel like I would like to push some more aesthetics there, which we could be doing more motion. But again, it's like you can think of all that, but then the constraints are just as lovely, right? I love that we do what we do because it serves the larger world.
This is something like I really appreciate. Uh, when I see my career or how I evaluate my life is how many people have I served,
Hmm. Hmm.
and that is why the industry I currently work in is why I want to work in that industry because I impact
Yeah, goes
a lot
above and
of
beyond.
things. Not directly, obviously.
Yes, yes, yes.
I do my part wherever I can. Like there is a level of nationalism involved.
Hmm.
I'm contributing to the country. So you're doing that for humanity in a way.
Yeah, I guess like at the end of it, what UX defines is behavior, how society behaves with tech, with each other. Then, if it's built with love, people are just gonna, just hold that value in their life and just practice that.
The scale you work at sometimes kind of defines the kind of problem solver you are,
Hmm.
and that is something and why people are why people look at designers at, let's say, Google and Microsoft. These big companies, they're big companies, that's one thing, but why we respect someone at Google or someone at Microsoft is they are solving the problem at a scale which is kind of huge.
Cool and scary.
Scary, yeah, and that is what people kind of give respect to.
Hmm.
That you're doing something that is so much, needs so much skill, and I respect that skill. Like I don't know you as a person that much, maybe, like I'm saying in general,
Hmm.
we don't know each other as people, but if you work at Google, I automatically respect you because you solve those problems at those scales.
Hmm.
And that is why people look at someone at Microsoft or a Google a certain way. It's not about the money, it's about the problem and
It's
this
also
and
about the money.
it's also about the money.
Yeah, it's also about to do with like just career growth and perception. If like these farm companies, you just immediately have like a reverence for them
Hmm.
because they just define so much of humanity. That's one, of course. But these are great places to work at.
Right.
Right? So, like,
Yeah,
there's always a fascination.
I really think I'm fascinated by those the day in a life videos which
yeah.
that put out
Yeah.
there. They are like, oh, I want that.
Did you see that girls Microsoft Day in Office video that became kind of
She's
viral?
playing. I don't know if it's the same person, but then
So there was a video out there where she gets to the office, she eats something,
yeah.
and works for some time, then goes to have tea, then works a little bit, then goes have lunch,
Yeah.
and then goes for a dessert, then goes for a table tennis thing, and then
and then
works a
people are
little
like,
bit.
ये काम
काम
कब
कब
करती
करती
है?
है?
Yeah. That's a common running theme in this day of life. Especially in like India, I feel like that's what they show. Which is like fascinating fun. Happens sometimes. Like
Yeah.
even for me, that could be one of my days.
Yeah.
But then most of the days it's like just talking to people, getting work done. Really just uh yeah. Like I mean like they're just more entertaining to watch for sure. And that's why like the virality and the overall discussion around it.
Other than that, what does it really take to get into those companies? for people, because I think a lot of people have this question around, I have a dream of, being in a monk or a farm company. So what does it take for a UX designer to get there? Uh, how much do you have to struggle, or do you not have to? I mean, what is the kind of mindset you should have to be part of such?
Because it can't be just luck.
No, shouldn't be. Yeah. I mean, I find myself lucky. I participated in that Designathon and I got the
And there
mail.
were efforts from your end.
Yes, exactly. And that's what I want to point to. That's like the way that I think of it when I tried to deliver value to the world, in a very small way, even just trying to help someone who participated in that Designathon the next year. That's when the world rewarded me as well. And you kind of have to keep doing that, which is why I also feel guilty of not putting enough value out in the world, in a way, you know. So yeah, like that just rewarded me and got me a gig, which turned into a full-time job, which gave me what I have today. And I think the crux of it lies in just honing your craft. Like, yeah, can't preach that enough, honestly. Feel like, yeah, you just have to really, really be good at your work.
What did you do to do that?
What did I do? Burned the midnight oil, worked everywhere. I, felt like I should contribute, did it for free sometimes. Uh, did it for money but didn't get paid sometimes.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of those failures. A lot of like just practicing with different mediums, with different deliverables. Like my job before Google was at Devfolio, where I was a product designer, but I was doing everything under the sun. I was like before the AI age, I was a deep generalist in a way.
Deep generalists have been around even for AI.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I was doing graphic design there. I was doing like product design for sure. Doing the research as well. Uh, at some points, I was also handling their social media, which is very fun.
That's exactly what deep generalists mean.
Yeah. And like anything that goes out, anything that tells a story, kind of goes through me. So yeah, I think that experience, even though I just worked there for a year, that just gave me a lot of like just experience with working. It's just doing your thing, doing your like just practicing your craft, improving it, improving your aesthetic, improving your pace at times, improving your efficiency on Figma. So yeah, I think it all just comes around to just doing better at what you have, what you want to do. If you want to work at Google, if you want to work at Microsoft, if you want to work at Flipkart, Amazon, all these amazing companies, you just do what you do at a better like efficiency, at a better aesthetic, at a better craft level.
I had a question and then I realized that question cannot be answered by him. It probably can be answered by the guy who hired you. And maybe I'll ask him someday that how do you look people apart? How do you, because he does not have a portfolio, how do you find the right person for you? That is something maybe we will not get answer to today. Or
I think what he did was like very fascinating. He just searched TV on Figma community. Yeah, that's what he did, because like it's I had the like why I basically got hired this company, like for this particular gig, was I designed something on TV, which is like because I participated in the Designathon.
You did something earlier.
Yeah, and then I was good at design systems.
But were there other people who had done similar thing, and
like,
were you the only one?
Think of how many people in India or even the world would work on TV and design system both. That intersection is wild. It's a very niche thing. Right? And somehow I was able to crack TV in 36 hours, which tells, like of a certain narrative that this person can do it. right? And he gave me an assignment, and I did do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. This was a very unconventional format of like interviewing and everything because he was doing it. So I had to do an assignment, and that was create a great design system for TV, a very basic one. And I did that, and I backed that with like what design system should be backed by philosophy. I literally wrote those things down, built a very clean system on Figma that yeah, I think few people would be able to solve for that. I'm like kind of proud of what I was able to like achieve there as well. But yeah, like that just got me in.
It was the first because you told
Yes. So he had like an Acer laptop, very old one. The keys were coming apart. Like you had to literally tap on that.
Okay,
You know,
the
that stump.
film.
Yeah,
Ah.
the stump. And then I literally cried a lot at home to get my first laptop.
Do you see the last laptop of his Pailagu? ऐसा
No, I don't respect that one. It was a Lenovo 310.
no,
I-
okay, maybe not that.
Had a very love-hate relationship
from
with
your
it.
own
From
money.
your own pocket.
From my own pocket.
You built a PC, right?
No,
No.
I haven't bought a laptop for myself from my money because the companies keep giving it.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And
I
I-
expected that answer.
I bought one for my father. It's a MacBook Air. He loves it. He's a YouTube journalist. So
Okay.
he does.
Yeah, I remember this. Yeah.
Yeah. So he does things on it. He loves it.
I remember by the time, so even I did not have a functioning system. My grandfather took money from somewhere, got me a laptop in the second year of engineering. By the time I finished engineering, by the time I even understood that I wanted to be a designer. मैं designer ही बोलूँगा, बिहारी हूँ मैं.
Yeah.
ठीक है, designer. I did not have anything. I had that same laptop. उसी में Figma रगड़ रहे थे.
Yeah.
इसी तरह से.
Yeah.
और उसका trackpad it broke.
Oh no.
And I could not click anymore.
Yeah.
And I was like, now I need to build a PC probably.
Oh.
Because I hate laptops. I thought, okay, this breaking thing I do not like. I do not like things that break. I was like, I'm not getting a laptop anymore because this broke, and I cannot replace this cheap. But in a PC, you could just take another mouse and just plug it in.
Yeah. It sounds so good. Yeah. I haven't done that.
I somehow had saved a little every month as an engineering job say. And I built a basic PC without a graphic card. I went, found what is the cheapest thing here. The
Nice.
minimum requirement PC customized. And I still have that PC. You will probably see it today.
Ah.
Yeah, but I added things to it as I got.
Oh, so it's nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
The only problem with
But it takes as much space as your laptop and your monitor does.
are we talking about the same PC setup?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes the
Okay.
same amount of space when
Practically, yes. It's just not
Practically,
portable.
It's not portable.
Yeah,
It's-
gotten used to
you
laptops now.
don't port. I don't port my devices. If I have a device,
You don't take it down?
I do not. No, I don't
No?
have. When I had a laptop,
No, from work to office.
no,
Oh, you have like
because
device
I don't want to disconnect my that dedicated keyboard and mouse. I have dedicated keyboard, mouse, monitor. I do not like unplugging everything and taking it back and then I have a system at home. I have a system at so this question I've got this. So many people might not like my answer, but I like something to be permanent. This
Sure.
is this इसका ये जगह है.
yeah.
ये यहीं रहेगा. ये डायरी पोर्टेबल है. This is portable.
Yeah.
This so there are things that is meant to be portable, and this comes from again the lack of money from
Scarcity.
scarcity. That I value things differently. I do like if that laptop, if I'm taking it from one place to other and it breaks, that's big loss. So that's why I just इसकी ये जगह है ये यहीं रहेगा. That's so that I don't break it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I spoke of cumbersome because I think I got my first PC when I was in my second PU. My
12th
dad.
standard, yeah.
Second, yes.
Clunky.
No, it wasn't big. We got the LED monitor.
Oh.
Wala. My dad
Flat.
had, yeah, the flat one. Wasn't very flat as
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
but then, yeah. Dad had found some person from his office who was good with computers, so he took his help, assembled everything,
Nice.
and we had this huge stand which had like a computer, a space for the CPU,
Yeah.
and then there was something else as well. I don't. Yeah, the drawer for the
Keyboard.
the keyboard.
Keyboard and mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Such an Indian concept, like like put it in a drawer.
Yeah, so that machine, not a machine, that system, the whole, it was put on that wooden furniture thing,
Yeah.
right? You cannot move it. You
Yeah.
just can't move from, and it had to be in the hall because बच्चे कुछ भी देख सकते हैं
Oh.
लैपटॉप कंप्यूटर में कुछ
Oh,
भी
no.
कर सकते हैं, so
Fair.
they have to be around.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was when I
That's like a surveillance, like.
हेलीकॉप्टर पेरेंटिंग बोलते हैं शायद.
Oh.
Yeah. पता नहीं, मेरे को पता
Oh,
नहीं.
that reminds me. There was something on Facebook. There was some game. The lands, the farmlands. There was some game on Facebook. I don't remember. We had to go
Farm something.
farm
Farm
something.
villa.
Oh,
Farmville. Yes.
Huh.
So Facebook was new,
Yeah.
and my mom always used to like sit behind me every time I used the computer, and I used to play that game, and she's like, "Who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? Who are you
Yeah.
talking to? Are you talking to someone?"
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm like, "No, I'm just playing." And then that thing, you sow something and you come back after a few days, things would have grown.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was like the introduction of Facebook to me. And yeah, it was there was high surveillance when Facebook was around. So yeah.
The guy who made games for Facebook, people should look him up. Just look. Lex Friedman probably has a podcast with him. Just go have a look.
Okay.
You'll find it fascinating. He has an amazing journey. That guy, when he talks about it, it seems like he had no idea what the hell he was doing. But somehow,
Most of us.
yeah, no. But once you listen to him, you understand his genius. He doesn't recognize his genius sometimes because he made a lot of money, and you don't just make money out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That gets me to the next question. Do you ever face imposterity with the job that you're doing, with the work that you're doing? Do you ever feel like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing it?
Yeah, again, like imposter syndrome comes out of this the idea of stemming, where it stems from is that I'm not enough, right? And maybe people will see through that.
Is it not a thing because of childhood that comes along with it? Or is it just like
Sure, to some parts, yes. Yes, I agree with that, and I felt that. But then, thankfully for me, because design was a revolution, because this is something that I did, something that I came across independently, I kind of owned this. I owned what I did here, and even my parents started respecting that, in the conversations that I had over time, like that perception that they had towards this endeavor of mine has changed. Like, the first time getting a laptop was just so difficult, but now, like they have so much confidence in what I do. Like, my mother still keeps saying कि क्या क्या लैपटॉप पे करते रहता है और हो जाता है, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think like sure, it's defined by that, but given that I crossed that hurdle for myself, like I crossed that, like my childhood doesn't define this anymore because this is me. Right? This is me being a grown up, doing grown up things in a way. But I did feel it early in my career. Very valid. I think I was supposed to feel that way.
Yeah.
that's also something that got me good, because like, yeah man, like you gotta improve what you do, and that comes from just knowing that what you do isn't enough.
A year ago, my colleague Stuti, I told her, if you ever feel like an imposter, come to me, I'll give you more tasks.
Yeah.
If you're just doing it, you'll stop feeling like an imposter. And as he said, you're supposed to feel like an imposter because you are an imposter. Until you do it, you're an imposter.
Yeah. And then there's also this idea that if you are doing it on your own, it is insufficient. But now I found that you don't have to do it alone.
Yeah.
Right? You talk to people. I'm feeling a certain way. I feel like I'm not able to do this, or I'm not able to figure this challenge out. Talk to your PM, talk to your engineer, talk to your manager, figure it out. Everyone's there, literally there.
Yeah.
You know, don't need to go therapy for it and get it like you literally need
Well,
to
therapy
talk.
has other reasons.
Yes, yeah, no, like, not for like, I mean, like, you shouldn't just hold that value against yourself. You should try to just open up about it. And again, like, I feel like I have the fortune of having the right team where I can hold that conversation.
Right.
It can just so happen that you don't have the right teammates and they put you down. Then, like, what do you do about it? Like,
It's like when we are in a company, if we need to market something, we have a marketing team, we can just go ask them. You, on the other hand, when you're founder of a company,
Yeah.
have to
Figure it out.
Yeah. But when you are in a company, you can just ask.
Yeah, this is like, all of that is a support system as well, right? But over time it has come down. It has gone down, that feeling of being an imposter, because of like just people validating your work, really telling you that you're on the right path.
Correct.
What you're doing is great, and you ask for that feedback. And again, you have to have the fortune of having the right people around you to be able to tell you that. Which is why you need to find the right teams to work with, wherever it be. I'm glad, like, yeah.
So what do you do if you think right space with the right? I'm not speaking specifically to you. What should people do?
I think step one is to communicate that with people, right?
Because I believe a lot of designers are wrong.
Yes.
Struggling.
Especially like the first designer, single designer in team.
Yeah.
I feel like they often are in the wrong space.
Yes.
Because
Or are they in the right space? I mean,
I mean, more often than not, they're in the wrong
The wrong
space.
space.
I feel.
you're getting to fight those fight a designer should fight. So are they not ready for the fight, or are they in the wrong place?
They don't have to fight. Right?
They don't have to. I mean, if
They can be like teams working together.
Okay.
supporting
Yeah.
the ideas the designer brings in as well, or yeah,
Yeah, fair.
could be many
Yeah.
things.
Corporate doesn't have to be a conquest. That's the point of corporate,
Yeah.
right? It's a bureaucracy. You talk and you figure things out together.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we're not at war. We're not like
Correct.
defeating the other person. We're like all
But
working
that's how
towards.
it's seen in most of the places.
It could,
Because every department would seem like they have a say in certain things, and whoever gets the last say seems like they are.
The decision. But at the end, the person who wins is whichever, मतलब जो काम करता है, which makes you money, that wins. Why do you have to win? People understand this.
Yeah, everyone should
The thing
win.
is, you're working. The objective should be about that product.
Correct. To make money for the company should be the objective.
Money, definitely one
Yeah.
thing. Also the fact that it's one product and you are investing in it to make it better.
True.
And it's not from the point that which department is doing the best out of the rest
Yeah.
and calling the others wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. We would like to, like, the closing question for you, not a question rather, if you wanted to treat this like a time capsule for yourself in the future, you want to say something for someone in the future, like for yourself from the future?
Mhm. Keep doing what you do, get better at it, hone your craft, and just bring value to the world in whatever way you can.
Hmm. I have in this particular thing, I've taken a lot of pauses. We all have.
Mm-hmm.
I Silence is something people are very afraid of in this current date and time. They want engagement, keep entertained now. Uh, Give me dopamine now. I really appreciate silence these days. Yeah, if someone is hearing this podcast and there are a lot of gaps and just hearing the silence of us thinking, and you're still listening, then I want to thank you.
Mm.
And maybe put the same effort. Maybe let the silence do the job for you. You can think about stuff.
Yeah, that's my point. Yeah.
You don't have to always speak. You can just stay quiet for a second and think, and then say something which is actually valuable. Is what Rohit also believes in. Yeah.
Truly, yeah. A pen pal of mine recently wrote that he's learning so much about leadership. Sometimes it's like you have to be on the stage and you're talking to everyone. But also about sometimes you're just uncertain and you're silent. And that's fine. Like there are those moments and you need to go through those. Yeah.
I think that's beautiful. I think, yeah, that's perfect to end this for today.
Is is like a very rare moment of me putting myself out there.
Yeah.
And I hope there's value.
Mm.
And yeah, thank you for asking the right questions. Thank you for really tapping to my into the right curiosity.
Mm.
We'll see about that. But yeah.
Thank you so much for being a part of Experience podcast.
Yeah.
Vivid Hello podcast. Yeah.
So yeah, thank you so much for listening to Vivid Yellow, powered by Experience Wave. Please contact us if you are interested in putting yourself out there. It takes a lot of energy, but we would really love to talk to people. We have a long guest list, but maybe we need to know more people, and you can find us on vividyellow.in
In.
and theexperiencewave.com.
.com as
Yeah.
well.
All social media, Spotify, Instagram, YouTube, the Vivid Yellow podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you.